Stacey Ennis. I'm an author, editor, and speaker, as well as a blogger at staceennis.com. And I'm joined today by James Morrell, who's the author of Epic Advice for Graduates, which is basically an advice book for new graduates that offers advice from people from all walks of life, top 10 things they wish they had known when they graduated. So thanks for joining today, James.
Yeah, thank you, Stacey.
Tell me a little bit more about the book and who's involved.
Well, Epic Advice for Graduates is basically a compilation of top 10 lists from 33 different individuals from all walks of life, from CEOs to doctors, military members. We have them all in there. And they're basically giving their advice to people like me, graduates going off to college with different concerns on how they're going to be successful in the future. And it's for me and for the rest of my graduating class of 2014 who are kind of taking that first step into the real world, supposedly.
Very neat. I remember that stage in life, and it was a little bit, I don't know, nerve-wracking. You don't really know what's going to happen. You don't know who you'll be when you grow up, and so
Right.
your book is kind of to help navigate that. Is that right?
Exactly. Yeah, we're all in the same boat. We're all kind of stepping out there and starting our careers, so to speak, and having the same challenges. And it's important, I think, to take in the advice from people who have gone before and who have the same, or who have experiences and are credible enough to give advice about it. So
Yeah. Now, how do you know all these 33 amazing people?
Well, when we decided to do this book, I sat down with my publisher from Aloha Publishing, Mariana Young, and we drafted a list of successful people that we know who we thought would be important for this book. And we wanted a wide variety of people because it would be repetitive just to have only doctors in the book or only businessmen. And we want people to be able to relate to the book as much as possible. So that's why we have a pretty diverse set of people in this book, from like I said, doctors to businessmen. We have everyone in here so that anyone can relate to this book and hopefully inspire people.
And you have a top 10 list yourself, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
What's your number one favorite piece of advice you offer in your top 10 list?
I said getting out of your comfort zone is one of the most important things. I live by a little slogan. It's called, "To become comfortable, you must leave your comfort zone." And it's something I think is very hard for everyone to do. But when we're in a new situation, whether it be school or a new workplace, it's important to kind of expand and try new things. And in this case, for graduates in college, it's important to join clubs, student government, sports, really step out of your comfort zone and try and meet different people. Because with that, even though it's kind of scary at first, ultimately you will end up being more comfortable and happier with your life and your experiences in the future.
So you sound very wise, especially for an 18-year-old. Is there a moment that helped you kind of come to that specific realization about your comfort zone?
Yeah, well, starting off high school as a freshman, similar to where I'll be next year, as I didn't have as much knowledge of this, of course, but I was nervous and didn't know a whole lot of people. And so trying the different sports, I played football, wrestling, all sorts of different things in high school, and different clubs and student government has helped me meet a lot of different great people. And I think it's important to not seclude yourself. You know, sometimes I would seclude myself to the football players because that's my group, but it's important to be with the swim team people and you know, anyone else in the school. You want to be a part of as many different people and groups as you can, and that's really important for me. And so as a graduate now, I look back and I've done that pretty well, I think, and I've enjoyed my high school experience a lot.
How do you foresee that extending into college?
I think as I move on to college next year at the University of Idaho, I will be joining different clubs. I'm planning on running for student government up there, and intramural sports, fraternity type things. I think it's very important to get involved, and I know that my experience going into high school and going into college will be very different because now I know that I can step out of my comfort zone and be more involved in my community earlier on.
Right. Very neat. I wish I'd had a book like this when I was graduating high school. It's got so much good advice. What's your favorite thing you've learned from the people who contributed?
I would say, and I'd love to quote one person here, but multiple people said this. They said, learn how to be very financially responsible with money. You know, learn how it's going to support you and how to be smart with it, because too many people will end up making mistakes with it and end up in big trouble. So that's the biggest key point I think I've learned from this book, is to learn more, especially in college, about money and how to be safe with it.
Yeah, and I wish, going back, that somebody had talked to me about that. And I think a big thing for new graduates is student loans. You know, you started out in college, and basically by the time you get done, you're already owing half of a house or sometimes a full house, almost a
Right.
mortgage on your student loans, and you're, starting at maybe a $30,000 a year job, and
Yeah.
you
It can
don't
be
really
very
think it's
dangerous.
real money, when you're 18. It doesn't seem
Exactly.
real.
I know that can be very dangerous. That was another big point in there. So, and my parents tell me that all the time, of course, too. So,
Yeah.
very important thing to know. But and
Yeah.
there's also a lot of great other things that I love to talk about as well from specific people. But
What are kind of some of the standout people in the book?
well, one of my favorite pieces of advice that I'm kind of applying to my life is from Patrick Kilroy, and he said, "Do your best to be the go-to guy or girl in your life. Be the person that is accountable and people can rely on to get the job done." I think that's very, very important, especially for me. I'm going into business in
Mm-hmm.
college, and it's very important to be accountable and know that people can rely on you to get things done.
Sure. And that dependability element, I think a lot of people say they'll do things, but then, whether or not they actually perform is a whole other thing. So that's
Exactly.
that's great advice. How
Hmm.
was this a long project, or kind of it seems like it would take a lot of time to get in touch with all these people and get them to get back to you, and a lot
Hmm.
of moving parts and kind of complex, right?
Right. Well, we actually put it together pretty quickly.
Oh, right.
Actually, a lot quicker than you would think for a book.
Mm-hmm.
The whole process took about 4 months, I would say. But in terms of actual writing and contacting people,
Mm-hmm.
we put this together in about a month. So it was
Wow.
really quick for a book, which is out of the ordinary.
Pretty
But
intense too.
yeah, it was a little bit of a
Yeah.
stressful time for me. But
Yeah.
we put it together, and at this point, I'm really happy it's working out because here in just a few more days, it'll be out. So looking forward to it.
So when is it actually released?
Well, as of tomorrow, I'll be receiving hard copies. Official release, I believe, is on Monday for ebook.
And what's the
Tuesday.
what's the date on Monday? So that is the 26th, May
Correct.
26th. Very
Right. And as
exciting.
far as Amazon.com, that'll be on the 28th, I believe. And it's still, the pre order links are on there on both websites, but official release date is the 28th for Amazon. So wait, I'm counting the days down here.
Where can people pre-order?
You can pre order from Amazon, or you can also pre order from Aloha Publishing website. And those are the only two sources as of right now. I'm assuming that Hastings will have a link for that, but not as of right now.
Hmm.
So,
Great. So what's in the future for you? You're attending University of Idaho. Are there any other major projects that you have on the horizon?
I'm not quite sure yet. I love for that to be the case, but as of right now, we're going to see how this book does.
Hmm.
It's been a very, very fun project, and I love to continue doing these types of things. As of right now, it's kind of hard to say whether or not we'll continue doing this. We've
Hmm.
already drafted a few different books, different ideas and outlines for potential books to do, but as of right now, we're just going to see how this one does, and hopefully it does well, and we can keep moving forward with it.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I mean, that's a goal many people don't reach until, their 40s if they're lucky, or maybe never. So it's a huge
Right.
accomplishment at your age.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's been a lot of
Yeah,
fun. So.
very exciting. So what's your degree going to be in at University of Idaho?
I'm going into business. I'm not exactly sure which branch as of right now. Something along finance, business management, maybe accounting.
Yeah.
Uh, but really looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. And like I said, I hope while I'm up there, I can write another book or so. But
Very exciting. Well, congratulations on your endeavor, and I'm looking forward to getting a hard copy of your book when it comes out.
oh yeah, thanks so much. I'll sign it for you. I promise.
Okay, sounds great. Thanks a lot for being here, James.
Yeah, thank you very much.